Everybody on mute but me.
Okay, cool. So happy Monday. Welcome back to the MILFn podcast. This is episode 4, and we are celebrating Women's History Month by
Yes.
talking about our birth stories and giving like some little education and some fun facts. Um, we'll begin with our check in, and whoever would like to go first.
I'm doing
Um.
good.
Okay. Good.
No complaint.
That's it.
All right,
Um. I,
and
I'm exhausted. Baby ain't slept. Mom life. Started a new job, so week number 2.
Yay.
mm, I'm doing much better. I had to get my ears drained and tubes put in last week because I
Hmm.
could not hear. So doing good.
Oh,
Doing pretty good. Yeah, so I can hear now.
good.
Sometimes it goes in and out, but I can hear. All right, so we'll just jump straight into it. And Devin, action. You got the floor.
Live action. So this is kind of like a touchy subject a little bit, but we're just gonna talk about like maternal mortality. And then talk about like my birth story. So I got a couple facts. I don't know if y'all did the same thing, but I think I did it more with my last two than I did it with Cameron, or just like Googling stuff and looking up birth stories and stuff like that. And I think in 2020, that's when I was pregnant with my second child. And that was when I was like most scared because that's when I kept hearing stories about um, maternal mortality and especially in Black women. And so, according to the World Health Org, it states that Black women have the highest mortality rate in the US, 69.9% per 100,000 births. And that was in 2021. So that's like 3 times the rate of Caucasian women. Um, and so we are just going to discuss like why do so many Black women die, during pregnancy? I guess get everybody's thoughts or reasons of why you think so. Um, and then it states that maternal mortality, just as a whole, not just Black women, but just has increased by 33% since 2010. So, like,
Yeah.
I was shook when I had Kendall in 2020 on top of COVID. So after hearing about all these stories of people dying, I was scared, and that was me having my second C-section. So the first time, which was in 2015, Cameron, normal pregnancy, no high blood pressure, no preeclampsia, nothing. Had a great pregnancy. Then I go into labor on August 24th. I had her on the 25th, which we both have the same birthday, which Tan always talks about. Um, but I think I jinxed myself with that because I kept saying I didn't want to, and I did.
Same
So we
thing.
share the same birthday. So the night before, I'm experiencing these slight cramps, but I'm not thinking it's nothing much. But I didn't say anything because I was like, I don't want her to come on my birthday. So I'm just still kind of going through pain and not telling anybody. And at the time, Darren was working nights. So I was at my mom's house because it was getting closer to my due date. So I just
Mhm.
stayed at her house. And at a certain point, I was like, I can't take it no more. So she ended up taking me to the hospital. I'm in labor for maybe an hour. And they was like, her heart rate has increased. We're
Mm.
going to have to do a C-section. Like, no time. I didn't, and I think I even told Tan maybe once before. I told my mom, like, I wanted to be dramatic. I wanted to cuss people out. I wanted to be like, screaming
Oh my God.
and, like, get out of here. Like, I wanted to do that just to have a story. And it didn't happen that way. Everything
You wanted the experience
Yeah.
of that.
I wanted to cuss people out, cuss my mama out and stuff for no reason, just for whatever reason. And that did not happen. And so I was not thinking about like mortality at that point, but I was just scared. Like I got it. This was not a part of the plan. Like I planned that we done practice pushing and holding my hand and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And now I gotta have a C-section. And so they make sign these waivers and everything before you have a C-section. Just in case something happened to you, you can't
Yeah.
sue us. Uh,
So you had Cameron here.
okay, yeah. So I had Cameron in Michigan at Providence in Southfield.
Oh, I hate the hospital.
Really? I
Yes, I
like
call it
it.
pissy Providence. It always smell like pee.
Oh, okay.
I do not like the
Okay.
hospital.
But yes, I had her at Providence.
Yeah.
And I hear, and I don't know if it's Providence or because I had a friend who had a baby at Providence, and they don't let you get your tube stopped. One of them hospitals don't. Like, how can you tell me that I
Well, sometimes if you've never had kids before, they won't do
yeah,
it.
this was like after kid two or something. But
Oh
anyway,
yeah.
so I lost track. But anyway, yeah, I had her at Providence, and
Mhm.
they make you sign this waiver. So, like I was explaining before, it's still kind of like an epidural because I had to sit there. They take you to a different room.
Mhm.
And so I had to sit there and still get what they call a spinal tap, or anybody in the medical field. I feel like epidurals and spinal taps are the same thing because they
Yeah.
stuck me in
It's
my
in your
back.
spine. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to sit still, and then they did it, and she was here at like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went there at like 11 at night. So it was real fast, and I didn't get the dramatic experience that I wanted.
Was your husband there?
He came later. I think he
Okay.
was like there when I like woke up. But like from my mom called him, of course, to come up there. But
Yeah.
everything happened so fast. So when I woke up, they like, happy birthday. You had your baby, had your baby, and then he was there. But
Oh.
everything was so fast. I
Mhm.
don't know if he was. I can't remember if he was outside the door because they don't let him come in or
Yeah.
something like that. So I believe he was like there after
So
she
you
came
were in there by yourself,
in the
or your
room.
mom? Yeah, or your
With
mom was
when
in
you
there.
have this,
'Cause I thought you could have. Well, on TV, I've seen that you can have like the spouse or
Yeah, but
somebody there
that's
watching you.
yeah,
yeah.
that's TV. I don't, girl. Y'all know my memory is bad. I don't remember. I believe I was in there by myself because it was emergency,
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
and they were getting ready to deliver her without my doctor that I had been seeing
Mhm.
all these 39 weeks, and they had to call him. It was a guy, Dr.
Mhm.
West, at the time. So he came and did the C-section. But I've always advocated for having African American doctors. When I was there in Michigan, it was a guy, and then when I came to Georgia, when I found out I was pregnant, I wanted to find a practice, and it was all black women.
Yeah.
So I made a conscious effort to do that. And that's really it for the first one.
Okay.
What you
So
got a
with the
question?
first one, yeah, I do have a question. Did you know you were gonna have a C-section before going in, or were you planning for a vaginal birth, or?
Yeah, I was planning for a vaginal birth. I was
Okay.
contracting and everything, and then they noticed that her heart rate was too high,
Okay.
so they didn't want me to proceed with labor with her heart rate being so high. So
Oh,
they decided to do a C-section. The other two were planned. I knew I was going to have C-sections.
okay.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah. Then did you have other questions, or y'all want me just to talk about the other two?
You tell your other two. My questions have to go with
Okay.
this.
like with the
Yeah.
Then
overall.
the other two, the second one was I had her April 2020, so it's like a month after COVID.
Mhm.
Um, from the beginning, they told me that I would have to have a C-section because, and I feel like, and we can discuss this too, but I feel like a lot of doctors, once you already have a C-section, they try to press C-sections on you and keep
Yeah, that was
C-sections
my
on you.
next question.
Because just from the beginning, they was just like, okay, we just gonna schedule your C-section, but what they call, I think it's called like a V back or something, like
Yeah.
virginal birth after C-section. They were telling me that it was unsafe because of scar tissue and things like that, and I was on the heavier side. My BMI was high and all those type of
Mhm.
factors. So they were saying just to be safe, we're gonna do a C-section again. And so that's what they told me. And I'm gonna back up. I did have a Caucasian physician when because I found out I was pregnant while I was still in at K State in 2015. So I was in Frankfurt and like for like a month. I don't know if you ever heard of her, Tan Emily Dow at what was that hospital called? Frankfurt Regional. And I still talk to her like to this day. Like she was great. Like that was the only white doctor that I had. But I called her after they told me, that they wanted me to have that C-section. And so she kind of gave me the pros and the cons, like you can try, but it's better to be safe than sorry, of course. So I went ahead and just agreed to having the C-sections the second time and the third time because they was just saying mostly because of my weight. I did have high blood pressure the second and third time. So they was just saying, let's just go ahead and have these C-sections. And so having a C-section on top of COVID, I was in the room by myself at first. And then Darren came later. During that time, he couldn't come to any appointment. So I always went to the doctor by myself. He couldn't come in because it was COVID.
Yeah.
And then the day of my scheduled C-section, he's a musician, so he was drinking tea, and they took his temperature, and it was 101. So they did not let him in until his
Goodness. Yeah.
until his temperature. I mean, he drinking hot tea on the way there. Why? I don't know. But he was drinking tea, and they take his temperature, and they like, oh, you gotta. It was like hype COVID, so everybody shook. They like, no, you go over here, and they wheeled me back. I'm by myself. I'm like, why the hell would you drink this tea? But
he was trying to serenade you while you was in labor.
We did not know that was gonna happen, so that was scary. You had to wait like 10, 15 minutes for them to like retest them, and then it was cool. But it was crazy. Like at that time, y'all remember when they was doing the COVID test where they like touch your eyeball to test you? Like,
oh, what?
Do y'all remember? Not
no,
literally.
My contacts itching off of that.
No, do y'all remember when people was getting tested and they was going like super far?
Oh, up your nose, yeah,
up your nose.
Okay,
like my eyes started watering, everything, and the whole time I'm in the hospital, I gotta wear a mask. They gotta wear a mask. He gotta wear a mask. He got on the suit, so I'm in there having a C-section with a facial mask on. Crazy. Yeah. I'm trying to think because I had Kayla in 2021. I don't remember if I had a mask, but 2020 I definitely had a mask. Could not take it off whatsoever.
No. They were strict up here.
They were definitely strict.
Yeah, because remember I had Chance in 2020. They did not like as long as I tested negative, like that was fine. My mom and Deontay had to wear a mask, but they didn't. But they told them
they didn't make you wear one.
Because they were like, how you gonna breathe?
Wait, what month did you have him?
In June.
See, that was still kind of early, but it was April. You remember COVID hit? I'll never forget. March 13th.
Yeah, that was my last day of work.
March 13th, 2020. I'll never forget. Okay. So it was like, what, 4 weeks later? So everybody was scared.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a mask on the whole time. Okay. Ain't brushed my teeth in 2 days.
Okay.
Well, I don't think they told you couldn't brush your teeth.
I don't think they said that part either.
No, I'm just joking. But I'm saying, like, after having a C-section, I couldn't get up and walk over there, so I had to like brush my teeth in the bed and everything like that. But yeah.
How was your
Go ahead.
healing process? Like, how
I was just getting ready to say that because I wanted to piggyback to 2015. Now, I don't know if I am just immune to pain, but like they weren't that bad. Like at the time, we lived in a townhouse, so I was like going up and down the steps, and my mom like, "You're not supposed to be doing that."
Yeah.
So I'm doing everything. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wasn't in pain, but I was doing stuff that I shouldn't have been doing, going up and down the steps. I had family members come over and help me, and then I end up, staying downstairs, so I didn't have to go up and down. But the healing process wasn't bad to me. I don't know about anybody else's experience. I don't know people in the
Mm-hmm.
comments, but I mean, it was painful, but it wasn't like excruciating. My
Yeah.
last
So
my last C-section was because I got my tubes tied, and so they
okay.
said that was on top of that procedure, the C-section, like that was
Mm.
the worst healing process that I had. But I was I shouldn't have been. But probably like 3 weeks later, me and my mama was doing TikToks, and
Oh
I said, let
gosh.
So
me
Dang.
that was my question.
said,
That was my
I said, let
question.
me sit down for he'd be
You
like,
ain't
you don't
trying to
need no
heal at
help.
all.
I'm all the way. Nah, I still need the princess, the queen treatment. And I'm in here doing TikToks.
So that was
Exactly.
my question. So like, did your do you feel like your healing process got easier the more C sections you had?
Cameron wasn't bad and Kendall wasn't bad, but the last baby was bad because I got my tubes tied. So
Okay.
they attributed that pain to me having my tubes tied and having a C-section. That was the worst, and it took me
Mm.
longer to heal on that one, on the third one.
Did
But
you breastfeed?
I did.
Did that cause pain, like with the contractions and stuff?
What you mean?
Because like when I
Because the
had
breastfeeding
babies,
makes your
like when I
contraction.
breastfed, like I was, contracting back down and stuff. Your uterus got to shrink back.
Oh
That
no.
as
Mm-mm.
per child as I went along, and number three up there, it got like the breastfeeding was worse. Like every time, like it
Mm-mm.
was, I was cringing. Like, oh my gosh, I want to stop.
Um, I feel like with each kid, it's like starting off, it hurts, or they get chapped or whatever they call it. I had to
Hmm.
put the ointment and stuff on there,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like excruciating, like painful. Like I told you, I had easy labors. I'm
This
so
sounds real
thankful because
positive.
these stories that you have. But yeah, I mean, I had a baby, so I was in pain, but
Hmm.
breastfeeding wasn't bad for me.
Okay.
And I did it for at least a year with each of them. Pumping didn't work. I couldn't get down with the pumping. I don't. It didn't work.
Girl, I can get down with the breastfeeding. It just didn't work out for me.
I did
I
both.
just like
It
a week.
was, yeah.
I mean, when I pumped, it seemed like I was getting like, and I did everything, the fenugreek and the teas and the mother's milk, and I just didn't get a lot. Like freezer full, never.
I didn't even get that much. Like, they were pressing breastfeeding so hard because I said I wanted to
Mm.
breastfeed. They were pushing it so hard, but Kinley was not latching on,
Mhm.
and I had to like tell that nurse, I'm like, bring me a bottle, okay? Because it's not working. You just keep coming in here
And I
trying to
feel
get her
like
to do
you feel
it.
like they starving, but they really not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but Kennedy actually lost a little bit of weight, and they were
Mhm.
like, if she doesn't gain her weight back by her next doctor's appointment, then, which was
You-
like 2 days later, they were like, then she's gonna have to come back to the hospital. Child, please. I was at Target formula. I bulked that baby right on up in 2 days because they thought they had the wrong one because it wasn't gonna happen like that. Um, but
Mhm.
which I think it was with either one of them. I don't know. But Deontay had bought me this stuff that one of his friends, girlfriends, had told him about that makes her produce a lot of milk.
Mm.
It was like this big old tub of like this stuff you put in a smoothie. He made it for
Oh,
me.
Probably like some protein stuff.
yeah.
Or,
Girl, no, it
It
was
was
like I think
nasty.
it's probably still downstairs. He made me one smoothie, and I was like, I'm gonna need insulin.
It
How
starts with
sweet
a
that thing
C.
was.
I know what you're
No, it
talking
was
about.
like pink in a cream
Yeah.
jar. It was like really, really big.
Mhm.
And I
It's
was like, this is
nasty.
I
disgusting.
never heard of
It
that.
really tastes like birthday cake. I was like, first off, I don't even like birthday cake flavored anything.
And it did not taste like birthday cake.
It
It
tastes
tastes like
like
dirt powder. Like I don't, it was in the back of my throat. I just no.
it
I just
tastes
remember
like
that
the
taste.
company should be sued because it was absolutely disgusting. But okay, so I know you mentioned before that I think you said your second pregnancy you started watching like YouTube videos. Did
Yeah.
your doctor, because I know with me, I did not have a black man doctor. I had an older white man, but he was like everything. He told me what apps to use, what apps to not use. And then
Hmm.
he was like, find people on YouTube and like watch different videos of women and find ones that are like around the same, you know. weeks or whatever that you are.
Hmm.
So when you're watching them, you know that you're normal if something
Yeah.
seems a little off. And like to this day, me and one of the girls actually, I had Kennedy on September 4th, and she had her son on my birthday, September 5th.
Hmm.
And I was like, oh, okay, like, in my mind, they're like my
Yeah.
friends. But
In
like,
my mind.
nobody like ever suggested that outside of the doctor or anything.
No. Well, and something that, and I'm not gonna just say black people, but I guess I wasn't like completely honest with my doctors. I wasn't telling them I had that fear. I didn't talk about it. I didn't
So do
tell
you think if you
them.
would have told them, it would have been different?
Maybe. I did tell them I was scared to have the C-section again, but
Mhm.
I didn't go into like I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't want to talk about it or say it out loud or to happen because I
Mm.
feel like now that I think about it or I say things, I feel like I'm a hypochondriac. So like
No.
I really am. I, I I really am. That's another discussion for another day. But like
Well, I mean,
I kept
it's
it to
not bad
myself.
though.
I mean,
But
I
it's not
told
bad to tell how
Darren,
you feel.
huh?
Yeah.
It's okay to be scared, and it's not like
Yeah, I talked to him about it and my mom, but I didn't tell the doctors. I did keep trying to. I was still trying to push the VBAC for a couple months, but they just was like they had to get a vote from the other doctors, and they voted that I have this C-section just to be safe.
Oh.
so. Do you
Yes.
ever like? Do you ever wish that you could have had them vaginally,
No,
Mm.
I mean,
just to
I
get the
feel like the
experience?
things happen the way that they happen for a reason. Um,
The reason I ask
I
though is
never
because
thought about
sometimes,
that. No.
but the
Yeah.
reason I ask is because sometimes women be like, "Well, I want to experience my water breaking and I want to experience the
Oh,
contractions,"
Mhm.
but you experience the contraction part.
yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely with the first one,
Yeah,
the second and third, they scheduled them.
girl, you
They
have one
scheduled them at like
contraction, you've
39
had
weeks, so
them all.
I didn't go into labor. I just
Oh,
went
so they
in.
just induced you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
Well, I mean,
they are
I
inducing you. No, I don't think it's inducing. They just
that's what I
went
was gonna say.
in
I don't
and
know what it's called. Yeah.
yeah, it was scheduled. Like this is the
Okay.
day, and
You just taking the
I'm
baby out.
extra.
It just
So they
happened.
like you can pick this date or this day. So I'm like, which birthday do I want her to have?
Okay.
Like for real. I seriously scheduled the dates. Like I like this date. It sounds good, you know.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
It's a type
So,
of
if
choice.
there was something that you could go back and change with your C sections, what would that be?
Um, not to be watching those videos and and be scared like I'm traumatized
Yeah.
because of I'm watching these but it's not just videos like these are national stories of people like women.
Yeah.
It was I can't remember this because it's been so many, but it was I think it was a lady in New York and her husband was like saying something was wrong and they just kind of ignored her. And
Mhm.
from that article on, I just kept seeing it. And I was like, I gotta stay off the internet or stay off YouTube. So if that's anything, I would have not watched that stuff because it freaked me out.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like, am I going to die?
Mm-mm.
So, okay, so during COVID, I know I was seeing a lot of stories where people were opting for a home water birth
Mhm.
because their significant other could not be in the room.
Right.
So did that ever cross your mind that you would have to do all of that by yourself?
No, because I didn't even think about doing a water birth because they told me I couldn't have the
Mhm.
baby vaginally.
Oh no, I'm saying
So,
like, did that ever cross your mind like where you would have to be in like the hospital and have the C-section, be in the hospital by
oh
yourself, and
no,
Darren would just have to pick you up?
yeah, no. Well, he wasn't allowed to come to doctor's appointments, and since we all had babies, y'all know them doctor's appointments.
Yep.
They like check your pulse and then you go home. So I guess it wasn't as serious as the actual labor.
Check
So
your pulse.
no, seriously, like I came all the way here. You about to give me some gas money? You didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Look at me, y'all.
So,
Mhm.
so I got
I
But
another
know.
question
they
for
did
you.
tell me that he could be in there, even in there while I was having the, like, he was sitting next to me the second time and the third time when they cut me open. He said like
Okay.
he seen my insides, which
Oof.
is weird.
See, that's what I was talking about with the first one. That's why I said, was he in there, or was
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody in there with
the
you?
first time he wasn't. He was at work, so he had to get there. But the second two, he sat in there. They let him sit in there,
Mm-mm.
suited up, mask and everything. And so he like stood up and looked over the curtain. He said, like, I seen the inside of your stomach and everything.
How
That's
is he now?
love.
Is he okay?
He's weird like that. Like he'll watch videos of people getting killed and heads chopped off,
Mm-mm.
and you know.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that didn't bother him. I probably would have passed out.
Okay.
For sure. On the
Yeah,
floor.
for
Definitely
sure.
would have
Because
passed
I,
out.
yeah.
Get her a room.
Mm-mm. So-
And sidebar, real quick, when I was in high school, and I don't know if my auntie is on here or not, but I was gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna be a nurse. And it's not even a really bad situation, but it just did it for me. So I was over my like cousin house or whatever, and her grandma got sick, and we had to rush her to the hospital, and she like threw up on me. I didn't
So
even see
that
no blood. She just threw
it's
up
a
on
wrap.
me, and it was over.
Mm-mm.
New
Not a nurse. Not
new
a nurse in
career.
the making.
New career. I knew it'd take my auntie to tell the story, but I was like, she just threw it. It was, I think she like messed herself and she threw it. And I was like,
Oh,
oh no, this
mm-mm.
ain't for me.
That's
I
it.
wouldn't have made it through no C-section. That's just a sidebar, funny tidbit. Like I wanted to be a nurse really bad.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Never
I
crossed the
have
line.
didn't
one
make
more
it.
question.
Yeah.
So going back to you saying that you was watching the videos and you were scared, how did the actual hospital staff treat you? Did you feel like they was answering questions? Do you feel like they was attentive enough? Do you feel like they gave you the attention that you needed?
Yes. Okay. So at the end of the pregnancy, getting closer to the day, I was telling the doctors like I was scared, I was nervous, I was watching these videos. So like I said, I sought out hospitals with all African American doctors. So I was
Mhm.
letting them know like how I felt at the end. Like during the whole like 9 months, I didn't say nothing, but close to the end I did. And I do feel like of course they're gonna say it's nothing to worry about, but I kept seeing the same midwife and the same doctor every
Mhm.
visit, and the same midwife and the same doctor delivered the baby. So I felt like over the probably like the last 4 weeks, I was talking about how getting closer to that date, how nervous I was and being scared. And so they
Mhm.
did comfort me and, treat me good.
Okay. Real positive out here.
Real, real
Real
positive.
positive, okay? We
I'm real
like
positive.
positive pregnancies, okay?
The only thing that I can remember that, and it was out of their control, but like I was supposed to deliver at like 9 or 10, and I didn't get
Mhm.
back there till like 3, so I was just waiting and waiting and waiting. But
Oh,
they came and checked on me, gave me, I couldn't, you can't eat or nothing, but
yeah.
they came and checked on me and kept trying to ease my fears. But no matter how many times you do this, you always gonna be
Mhm.
scared
Yeah.
of getting
Yeah.
cut open or getting this needle in your back. So
Mm-mm.
never
I'm about
again.
with that.
Never.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, clearly.
Never again.
So, why did you opt to tie your tubes instead of him getting a vasectomy?
Because I was already getting the C-section. I already knew I was getting the C-section. So I said, y'all in there, so you might as well. But I don't even think that we talked about it.
You never talked about it.
No.
Did he?
Not
He
like,
didn't ask
no,
you.
not getting my tube tied, but I'm just saying
Oh.
like me getting my tube ties versus him getting
Oh,
a
versus the
vasectomy,
vasectomy.
because it's no point to deliver and then have to go back and get cut open again. So I just like, since y'all in there, go right ahead.
Well, I mean, if he got a vasectomy, he wouldn't have. Nobody would get
Yeah.
cut open. Okay.
Yeah.
Just a
I
little
was
snip
like,
Yeah.
here,
just,
snip there. That's it. Mm-mm.
yeah. That was why.
Wow. Yeah, that.
What?
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So okay, so I didn't have
What,
a C
Tan?
section. I didn't have a C. I didn't have a C section, but my aunt had one, and I
Mhm.
remember her telling us. I was young when she told us this because she had my little cousin. I think I was in high school, and she said that when she was laying on the bed, she had to hold on because like when it was cut and like it was shaking. And so when she told that, I was like, never,
They don't put you to
never
No,
sleep.
alive. No, they don't.
no,
No,
Why would they
no.
not put
they
you
Okay,
to
just numb
sleep?
you.
they numb you, so that's what the spinal tap is for. I did have a friend who got a C-section. She got put to sleep, but all the times that I've had them, I'm just laying on my back with my arms out because your arms got to be like out like
Yeah.
this wall. So I'm just laid on my back. If y'all ever seen pictures with the sheet
Hmm.
up, they just
Yeah.
lay on your back, so I can hear everything, I can see everything, but you can't feel nothing.
I would
I
Definitely,
be
I
can
able
would
to
have
feel.
opted out
smell
for
my
everything.
skin. I just can't.
No, you
Like,
can. I can't smell nothing,
okay.
but
Okay.
you can feel like jerking or, but it's not painful. I can just feel pressure or tugging, but
Mm.
no pain because I feel because they was like, "Can you feel anything or can you move your feet?" And I was moving my feet. I thought, but I wasn't. So I guess the test they stick you with a needle or they stick you with something and to see if you can feel it, and I couldn't. But you can feel like pressure and moving, but nothing. But I was awake all three times.
That just made me all nervous and queasy on the inside. I'm not even gonna hold you up.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
awake the whole time, so I can hear the baby cry. They
Man,
talking and do, Mom, you okay? Dad, you okay? And
put
we
me
almost
to
there.
sleep.
They talk to you the whole time, so I'm fully awake.
At that
But
point,
one
I
of
would have just
my
told
best
them to do a
friend got
tummy
put,
tuck too.
huh?
huh?
At that point, I would have been like, if you just take the fat out too, it's
I'm
already
just
I
there.
saying
wish.
they already in there. Like,
I wish
fix
I
the
should have said.
ass.
Yeah, I should have
Take
said.
the baby and all of their
But
belongings.
that's a little. I feel like the fat part. That's on. They went a little deeper than the fat. But yeah, y'all
Then
can
they
go
had
No,
to
but
take
that's what
it.
I'm
pass
saying.
it.
If they already
Then
deeper,
they had
like
to
just
pass
scrape
through
some
it.
up a
Just
little bit. Like we had to pass that.
I thought about that too. I did.
mm,
But tubes and lipo would have been too much.
Yeah, that probably would have been a
mm,
lot. Oh yeah. I mean, but if you had
mm.
to choose though, would you would if you could have went
This is
back,
making my stomach
tubes and
hurt.
lipo.
I probably would have got the lipo. Definitely would have got the lipo, and then he would have got a vasectomy for sure.
See, see,
Yeah,
I'm
if that
team
was the
vasectomy over
option.
here. I am team vasectomy. Don't
So
snip,
did he
clip,
get
or
one?
burn. Who?
Your
He
husband.
didn't get it yet. He needs to. We
Is he in
is
the comments?
Girl.
he was in the comments. He did leave us a comment earlier on when you asked about what do you think about why doctors don't listen to black women, and he wanted us to know that doctors treat black women the way police treat black men. He had to come in with the
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Because one of the articles that I was reading, but of course we know that they don't take black women serious. So, like, if anybody is pregnant right now, I would say pay attention to your body, and
Hmm.
if you tell them like I'm having this pain or this happens all the time, get a second opinion
Yeah.
or talk to another doctor because that could be the very thing that could be detrimental to you or the baby. So they just feel like, oh, nothing's wrong, or they just try to
Yeah.
shoo you off. Oh, go home, come back. If this,
Mm,
like, no, y'all gonna look and you gonna
Yeah.
listen. And I feel
yeah.
like that's the reason why it's highest mortality rates in black and brown women because racism, of course, and
Yeah. And they
racial
think the
bias.
pain level, like you seen the study where, like, they think that black women literally have a higher tolerance of pain
Yes.
level versus any other race, which they think like, but if I'm telling you that I can feel something, like, no matter
Yeah.
how high you thought my pain level is, that means that the
Hmm.
pain is higher than that, is
Right.
what you should be thinking. But
Right.
that just makes sense to me. um I, I just, yeah,
And and you have
I'm
to
still stuck on
get,
you being awake. I'm sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
that made
I
my
was
stomach
awake.
hurt. But
Yeah.
and you have to get a doctor that you are comfortable with.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Because with Kennedy, I was so comfortable with my doctor and my nurse, even though he was on vacation every time I delivered, but whatever. But he
Oh
came and checked
no.
on me. But he
Yeah.
came and checked on me, so I was
Oh,
fine.
that's good.
But I mean, I couldn't wait on him. Like, I really had
Right.
no choice. But I was very comfortable with him. And then when I got pregnant with Chance, I called to get a doctor, and it was like, oh, he's at his max for his patients, so he can't take on any more because he's booked. So they gave me this lady, and this lady, I tried so hard to like her, but
Okay.
every time I went in, now okay, so
Was she black?
no, she was a little Asian lady, I think, I don't know. But Dr. Anderson, he didn't do a lot of ultrasounds because he was like radiation on the baby. He did
Yeah.
like the first few ultrasounds and then the anatomy scan and the gender, and then that was it. He only did it if it was an emergency, but outside of that, no.
Mm-hmm.
So this lady, every time we went in, she never could find Chance's heartbeat. She found my heartbeat. I was like,
Oh, this is a clown. This is
I
a
said,
clown.
and then clearly they didn't like her in the office because she had to get the ultrasound machine, and they would just drop it off. They wouldn't even help her. I was like, they don't like you because nobody ever is in here helping you. So as we were walking out, I saw my old nurse, and my mom was like, Nurse Raquel, Tan don't she don't like this lady, and she told her like she can never find her heart, like the baby's heartbeat. She always finds Tan's heartbeat. She has to do an ultrasound every time. She just did on a third, and she was like, "Really?" She said, "Why aren't you with Dr. Anderson?" My mom was like, "I told her I was like, well, they said he was booked." She said, "You should have called because all I have to do is write a letter. He'll sign it and give it to them, and then you'll be his patient." Girl, within 48 hours, I told that lady, "Bye."
Right, because yeah, I agree. You don't ever, especially having no baby, any type of procedure, anything like that, or going to the
Girl, she
hospital,
was
you don't
so
ever want to be with
confused.
a doctor that
She
you
was
don't
a
feel
deer in the
comfortable.
headlights every single
Was she young?
appointment.
Was she young or older?
I don't know what she was, but she wasn't
She
there.
just
She
wasn't
clearly wasn't
necessarily
there.
there. Okay.
She
She wasn't
wasn't there.
trying. That's why
I
they
was
didn't like her
like,
though, because she wasn't doing her job right at this point.
every appointment, me, my mom, and Deontay looking at each other like, she don't know what she doing. Clearly,
And you're
I'm
not
like,
about to figure it out on me.
and
Okay.
when she found my heartbeat twice, I was like, okay, now I'm about to get mad because I know I'm alive. I need you to make sure he's good. I know I'm alive. I know I'm good. She found my heartbeat like two, three times. I was like, that's it.
That's enough for me.
That's
Never,
fine.
never going back. But Dr. Anderson was cool. Like he was the coolest little older man
And where did
doctor
you deliver your kids at?
at U of M.
Okay.
Because we was gonna go to St. Joe's, but Deontay was like, he was. I think he was more scared than I was. He was like, if anything was to happen to you at St. Joe's, they're gonna take you to U of M. So let's just skip the middleman and already be there. I was like, whatever. Okay. Don't make me no difference. I mean, I'm gonna be scared either way.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it was cool. I mean, I didn't have no C-section, which I'm. So okay, so I have a question about this because I know a lot of people do it. The midwife. I didn't have that. So what is a midwife versus a doctor?
I
They
don't know.
come here. They're like they root you on for
Oh, a
pregnancy.
cheerleader?
Because
Yes.
sometimes
That's
no.
it.
Well, that's what I thought. Because sometimes at the doctor's appointments, I would see the midwife and not the
Hmm.
doctor. Um, and
Oh.
she would still do like the vitals and everything like that. Still do nothing, but it wasn't. I don't know. I feel like TV and movies mess us up where you see a midwife and they just kind of coaching you. Like she was, I guess, be like considered like the like a
Like an
nurse
advocate?
practitioner
Okay.
because she
I
would
don't.
do some of the same stuff.
Yeah.
Just she didn't do ultrasounds or nothing like that. But go over my vitals,
Hmm.
ask me if I had questions. So it was the same. I didn't have
Mm,
like a. I know we talked about doulas. I didn't have a
Hmm.
doula or nothing like that. Because again, the second and third time, I knew I was having C section, so it was
Hmm.
no point.
mm.
But I did have a doula friend, and she was the one who told me because I didn't know what VBAC meant. She was like, "See if you can do that," and she would be my doula. But I ended up, you know, still
Yeah.
having to have the C sections.
Hmm.
Oh, this girl that actually went to high school with me and Lola, she had. I'm gonna see if she wants to come on the show one of these
Oh, she
episodes
had
to
the
talk
most
about her
positive
situation.
pregnancy. I know who you're talking about.
No, she did not.
Are you talking? Oh, I thought you wanted the girl that just had the baby, and she had all the pictures around, and she was so happy, and she was glowing.
Who you talking about?
what is her name? I want to say it was. Oh my gosh, I can't even think of her name now. Now I got to go look
The
her
girl
up.
I'm talking about is Kyra.
Yes, she just had a baby.
Yeah, she did have a baby, but I'm talking about her first time.
Oh, I was
So
talking. She just had a baby like
yeah, she
last
did. She
week,
looked beautiful when she
and
had
it
her
was real
baby.
positive.
She
That's
had
what I
her
thought we was talking
makeup
about the positive.
done. I was
Yeah.
like, oh girl, I was on my own makeup. With Chance, with Kennedy, I looked a mess. I'm not gonna say I looked a mess.
So you did your makeup to
When I was pregnant
deliver.
with Chance, yeah. When I was in labor with Chance,
For
I
what
was doing my
reason?
makeup.
Just
Okay,
because.
so yeah, because so let me tell you, the lady that did my eyebrows, I always waited when I got close to that 40-week mark. I always waited to like my 39th week to get my eyebrows done because for some reason, every time I got my eyebrows done, I would go into labor. I don't know what it was, but with her, like when she did my eyebrows, like literally, I got my eyebrows done on the 17th with Chance, June 17th. Me and Kenny went, got my eyebrows done, went out to eat, came home, played in the pool, everything. The morning of June 18th, I was in labor. Kennedy did the same thing. That weekend, a few days later, I went into labor. But no, she had a VBAC. So her first, and I think she had her daughter at U of M because she called me and she was there by herself because her husband he drove trucks. So I was like, I'll come up there if you need somebody there to support you. They had her in labor for a very long time because she wanted to do like a water birth, natural, all this other stuff. She almost died,
Oh.
and they had to give her like a C-section. That's what I was saying. I'm gonna see if she wants to come on the show and tell her story if she's comfortable. And I'm over here telling her story myself. My bad. But yeah, she had that, and then she was able to have a vaginal delivery with her new daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all talking about the same girl, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. After her traumatic first birth, I probably wouldn't have had a second.
She did wait
Yeah.
a while though.
Hmm?
She waited a while. It's not like they like back to back.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Her daughter. I think Sophia's like 3.
And
Yeah.
now that I think about it, and my husband probably think that I'm like super dramatic, but I feel like I didn't, almost die or nothing like that. But my experience was my experience, and I just didn't want to do it again. But with the second, with Kendall, I did have an allergic reaction to the anesthesia, so I was itching uncontrollably for like 2 days, maybe a day, being dramatic. Maybe a day,
That
and
is cute.
then
You felt like
for
you were
like
itching. You was
for like a
itching.
Yeah.
day, the
Thank you.
itching in the throwing up, I couldn't keep nothing down. I didn't eat for like 2 days. But that was enough for me. Like I didn't lose no blood. I didn't almost die, but that was just like on top of getting stuck in the back and getting cut open, and then the allergic reaction and just being sick. It was enough for me not to want to do it again. And here we go. Because the third one, I was like, I don't know, because yeah, Kendall wasn't even one when I found out that I was pregnant again. Like this is ghetto.
Then back to backs to get you every
The
time.
back to back COVID babies.
Okay.
So I was.
So did y'all see that post?
Girl,
No, seriously.
No, so look, because I'm gonna send it to y'all. It was like this meme, and the girl said, "I'm a ghetto ass 2-car seat having ass bitch."
Listen,
I was like,
I got
that
2
was
car seats in my
me.
car right
me.
now.
That was me.
2-car seats and a double stroller in the back.
Oh my goodness.
Because who's chasing kids around the mall? Not me. Never. Yeah,
I definitely have a double stroller, and I definitely have 2.
Yeah, it was a real ghetto life.
Video.
You had a back to back too, Lola?
Yeah, my first 2 was back to back. It's crazy. I was at Brielle's first. Well, we had the same birthday too, but I was at.
What? I didn't know that.
Had her on my 22nd birthday like a little hood rat.
Oh, MG. I did not know
And
that.
the funny thing is, both of y'all kept telling me Kitty was coming on my birthday.
I was praying she came on your birthday because you prayed on my downfall, and Brielle came on my birthday. I was so mad, but
I just said I have a friend who's had her daughter on her birthday too, and I was talking about you, Devin, and boom.
And you was telling her,
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But I literally was at our
wow.
birthday party 6 months pregnant with Sebastian. So back to back.
well, I was real
And you
good.
know
I found out after
and
Kenny turned one.
it was especially the third time, and I don't know. It's probably it was me. I was in my head. Even though I was married, I just felt like 3 kids is a lot. And I just feel like people was like, oh, she got having 3 kids. Because people would
Yeah.
say it don't matter if you pregnant or not, but like why she keep having kids and why but that's
Mm-hmm.
my business. That's my business. But I felt some type of way like I barely got a 1 year old and I'm about to have another one. And I just felt kind of judged. It was a lot going through my head that
Is
third
that the
time.
Yeah.
is that one of the reasons why you got your tubes tied because of feeling judgment, or that was just a
No,
personal
I just
decision?
didn't. I didn't want to have any more. I didn't want to have no more C sections because
Yeah.
honestly, they were saying that after 3 C sections, you probably shouldn't have any more.
Anymore.
So that
Oh,
that kind of contributed to it. Because I know my
mm-hmm.
mother-in-law had 3. I mean, had 5
Oof.
C-sections.
Mm-mm.
But everybody's healthy and everything. But the
Yeah.
doctors were saying, and because I think I was 27 when I had Cameron, 32 and 33. And so they were saying I was getting to that geriatric age of,
Yeah.
you know, carrying. But I know people in their 40s who that had kids, but they were just saying, you know, 3 is a lot on your body. Three
Okay.
C
So,
sections.
I
So
feel.
that played into it.
so back
So,
into what you said. Oh, sorry, Lola.
oh no, go
What you
ahead.
what you had said about 3 kids is too many. That's why I told you Dr. Anderson was my favorite ever. He told me after having Chance, he was like, yeah, 3 kids, like 4 people in a family, 2 kids, 2 adults. Yeah, it's that's good. He was like, because if you
Yeah.
have any more, he
Yeah.
said, look what
You,
he said, if you have any more, 4 people can fit comfortably in a booth at Red Lobster, a car. He was
Mhm.
saying all these positives. I'm like, yep, go ahead and pop that IUD in, brother.
I'm telling you.
that IUD did me dirty.
I was sitting there having full blown conversation with my legs in the air while he put that IUD in. He was like, oh, I pinched you a little bit. I got to put the stuff in there to stop the bleeding. I was like,
Okay.
do what you got to do, brother. Put it in there.
So
I'm not having none.
sidebar conversation on birth control. How do y'all feel about birth control? I mean, well, of course you got an IUD. Like Lola, are you on birth control or are you just kind of like
I am on the pull out method, baby. Okay.
She
I use
is.
that
look, she
pregnancy
doing the
calendar faithfully. Okay. I will let you know. I see ovulation days. That is how I
yes.
get down, baby. I am not on birth control. No hormones in me.
So
Sorry.
you got the app that tell you like, you
When I'm
know,
ovulating. Yeah. I done got some little
even
ovulation
and
sticks too.
I pay attention to social media and stuff. And I personally know people who have had children after getting their tubes tied. So I still follow that app to this day too. Like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Girl.
we don't need
Oh,
no accidents. So nothing around this day and this day.
Because I will be at La Clinique. Okay.
Oh no. Like Clinique.
Maxwell said pull-out game weak as fuck.
Oh
Basically, his
no.
pull out game is weak. Okay.
I'm not. I'm nah. I'm okay. So when I decided to get my IUD, I did do my research. I was gonna get
Hmm.
the non-hormone one, but because I trusted my doctor, I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Well," he said, I would rep." He said, based on like, because I used to have really bad menstrual cycles. I'd be throwing up,
Hmm.
sick, like terrible. So he was like, "Get the one with the lowest hormone um dosage in it, and then that will also help with your monthly cycles. You won't be as sick." And so far, I just go every year. They check that string, it's still there, and I'm
Uh,
not pregnant. And I was going to take a break because when Chance turns 5, I have to get it swapped out. And I told my doctor, now I have a black woman doctor because Dr. Anderson moved to Florida.
Like, freak.
So I told her I was gonna take a break. She was like, "Well, that's typically when the mothers get pregnant." I said, "Never mind. Don't
yeah.
put me down.
Exactly.
Don't
That's
put
what
me
I was
down for
gonna
a
say.
break.
It's
Put
definitely
me
when.
down
Swap it
for
out.
just go ahead and pop another one in there. You can pop one in
Mhm.
there in 4 years and just let the other one fall out. Because I'm
Time
not having no more.
is moving fast. I know Lola. Did you have more questions, or did we want to save these for other?
I did have one more question because I got to ask a cliche question for you because everybody probably asked you. Y'all weren't thinking about boys because you got all girls.
We definitely were thinking of boys, and that's a conversation for another day too. So we
Okay.
both were like, okay, we don't want to have more kids. This is enough. 3, family of 5.
Mhm.
We're good.
Yeah.
But of course, any man will want
Yeah.
to have a
Mhm.
boy and carry on the legacy. So we talked about it, and he was cool. And then, every now and then, here and there, it's like, dang, I wish I had a boy. Or I
Yeah.
wish, if that comes up. And I honestly, I do feel that. However,
However,
comma, um, you determine the sex. So, I mean, it's not on me. And I'm not one for keep trying and trying.
there's gender selection out there now.
That's what I was gonna
When they
ask.
take
Did
the
you?
sperm and they look
Yeah.
for the male sperms and they inject
Uh-huh.
you with all the male sperms. There is gender. I don't know how much it costs. I actually probably want to look into that, but there is gender selection. This is a thing now.
Really?
Hmm.
Yes. I was
Oh.
watching it on Basketball Wives when Evelyn and what's his name was trying to have a baby.
Oh,
Hmm.
really?
Ocho Cinco. This was an old episode. Tell him aim
Hmm.
to the right for next. He swear aiming to. I thought it
Okay.
was aim to the left.
Okay.
Anyways.
So no. So okay. So even though you got your tubes tied, this is a question I just thought about. So even though you got your tubes tied at that time, could you have like gotten like your eggs and then did like a surrogate route? You know what I'm
I'm sure
saying?
I could
But
have.
it's too late now.
Is it? You don't get no eggs no more with the tubes tied? I don't know how this works.
I
I don't
don't.
think so.
We didn't talk about that. I feel like getting your tubes tied is reversible. I think
Mm,
getting vasectomy is reversible too.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
but I don't know about the eggs and all that stuff because I,
Hmm.
I wasn't thinking about it.
Well, y'all
Really,
need to watch this one
it's
lady.
probably still a possibility.
Well, you
Yeah,
can still
y'all
get
get your little
pregnant.
surrogate out here in these streets.
She can still get pregnant because this lady I watch on YouTube, Bossy's Life,
Ooh.
and she has 3 girls with her like high school boyfriend. Now her her husband. They have 3 boys, and I think two of them or one to two of them came after her tubes are tied. And she was like, how did that
Good
happen?
God.
So now they have 6 kids, 3 girls and
She's
3 boys.
Myrtle. Ain't no way.
And see, I was hearing that the different forms, like tie, like there's a tie and a clip and a
And then,
burn. I think
yeah.
mine is clip because I told her that I want the most effective way.
Yeah.
She's like
Yeah.
99% point nine and da da da. But
Hmm.
just still, there's always that 1%
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
chance. But yeah, let's not even
Yeah.
talk about that, Tam. Any other questions?
I'm looking for this thing. Oh, for Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney, have your doctor try Kylena. That's the one that I got, and it's the lowest. It has the lowest hormones, and supposedly after a year, you could stop having um periods altogether.
I don't know how
But
that.
well, I mine still comes, but it's very
Okay.
light, so it's kind of like it's
Okay.
spotty. So like it's just like you're spotting for a few days,
Is that
which
good?
I don't know.
yeah,
I
it's
just need to
fine.
have
It's normal.
confirmation that I'm not pregnant. Like I need to see the confirmation
Me too.
sometime.
And I see
Just
it every month. I see it, I see it, I see it. And my new doctor, she checked for it. She was like, "Oh, you're doing really good with it. Like I don't have no issues. I don't have like how Sydney said the weight gain, the acne, none of that stuff. I'm just going about everyday life. I actually forgot it was there,
yeah.
and yeah,
Is the next one on the one that goes in your arm, or that's also a IUD?
I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up because I've
Okay.
seen people say they had to get like their arms cut open, put that thing in there.
Mm-mm. I promise you, my doctor offered me that, and I was like, "Girl, I read Revelations. Don't put nothing in my arm. Going somewhere with all that." And this is why
Oh my God.
I'm no longer on birth
But I will
control.
say, if you do get a IUD, I will say to have them put it in when you're on your monthly cycle, because they were supposed to put mine in right after I delivered, but I told them no because they were doing way too much, which I'll talk about in my story time. But
Yeah,
my doctor, Dr. Anderson, was like, no, it's good that you waited because with your uterus still contracting back to normal, it could have just fell out.
oh,
Hmm.
So he was like waiting till it was like that time of the month. It helped to like
keep
hold it
it.
in place.
I had an IUD before. It was after Brielle, and I became one of the people that was part of the Morena lawsuit. Because I have Sebastian now. My IUD shifted, and it was in there. Okay, he dang near came out clutching it because I got pregnant on Morena. And the lawsuit, when they did that class action suit, I think I only got like 1,000 or so back, like because there were so many people that were affected. So yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's still a good amount because these lawsuits. I think my mom got a
What was that
lawsuit for
going
something
to
like $30.
Yeah, the
That
next
must have
one
been
is
one of
the
the.
implant.
It's the implant in your arm.
It just says implant, and
Oh,
it's a whole bunch of words.
okay. No, okay. I feel like it would have said IUD if it was an IUD. Implant sound
Nope,
like
it
they
just
put that
says
in your arm.
Yeah. So
internal
what is
gestural
the
implant.
what is
Oh,
the
and it's
plan for
16.
you, Lola?
Huh?
Oh,
What is the plan for you? How does Maxwell feel about getting a vasectomy?
Well, apparently he thinks he's gonna sell testicles. I don't know how that works out here. We
What?
have. This is what he just said. We have talked about getting vasectomy, and that is in our stars to get a vasectomy because it's easier on his body. I also though um I don't know if it's okay. I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. I mean, like it'll be easier for him to get it, but I also have like issues with like my cyst and fibroids. So the way my doctors were talking in the last couple of years was probably taking these ovaries out, but you know, I've been getting treated for it, so hopefully, we don't have to go that route for a hysterectomy, but you
But
know,
the agreement is to not have more children
yes, no
on
more
both.
children. Okay,
Okay.
we are
well,
done.
girl,
We
your
are
method of not having them is not effective by any means.
I
I
mean,
got
he's been doing well so far.
okay. It's been a
And
year.
if I feel like if you do pay attention to that app, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
And
we
they
got a
playing
plan
with
B
fire.
upstairs. Okay,
Oh
like
no.
we be ready. I mean, just in case, you got to be ready.
Nope.
I got some. I
Maxwell is
can't.
going to get blocked.
He is.
No,
So this is like so, well, of course, there is no room for improvement. So every time is pull out.
Yeah,
Okay.
or we've had condoms here and there, but certain stuff don't. He got to
Yeah.
be a happy husband and stuff like that. Happy spouse, happy house, all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be on that pull out method, or you know, if we need to get a plan B, we need a plan B. Figure it out. We got an emergency one in the cabinet. Break in, seal, and get it out. Like there we go. Oh, but also with them plan Bs, make sure y'all going by the weight because my friend she didn't go by the weight, and there's like two different ones. There is a plan B, and then there's another one. I can't even remember what the other one is
Wow.
called. But if you are over 189 pounds, you cannot take a plan B. You need to take the other one because it goes by your weight, and you will get pregnant, and that
Mm.
is a thing.
well, that's
But
not
I will look up
50%
the
of
other pill
America.
for you.
Mm-mm. Good girl,
Well,
y'all.
that was
If he
my
don't get
story.
treated,
Yes.
Next week we will have who?
I believe
Tan or Lola?
it's Lola, but it doesn't matter.
We're gonna flip a coin and we'll let y'all know.
Girl, I'll go.
Okay.
Cindy said it is in her arm.
Oh,
Yeah, see if they can. Oh, she don't get periods with that. See, that whole
having
not no
period
period
last
thing kind of scares
years.
me because
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. I need to. I need to.
That's
I
I
need.
I
had
need
told her. I
time.
told her that's my sister that
Oh,
the periods are bittersweet. Like it's coming, but at least I know ain't no baby.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
that's
don't want to
like
be at the
okay,
store getting a test every time I blink. So
yeah, yeah.
something. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
Sydney,
said you're
try the
oh
Kylena.
Kylena.
It's, yeah, that's the IUD I have. It's the lowest hormone.
How you spell that so I can put it in the comments?
Kylena. Because I was gonna get, I think it was the copper one or whatever one that does not have no hormones. But
Oh,
because of
copper
my
T.
history, yeah, but because of my menstrual cycle and the problems I had with it, like throwing up and the really bad cramps, he said
Hmm.
Kylena would be better.
Okay.
But yeah, that arm thing. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. That just sounds painful. And if your body is not liking it and is rejecting it, go ahead and take that out. We gonna start fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it don't you don't feel it like I don't feel it in my IUD. I forget it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, I just know I know it's there when I have to go to my appointment and they have to check in it. And they be like, they put that little thing in there, the
Yeah.
little duck mouth thing. It's
Yeah. I
stuff
hate
them.
that.
Yeah, I hate that too. But they be like in there and they be like, it's still there. I'm like,
Do y'all remember the Nuba
mm-mm,
ring? Because now just made me think about that. Do you remember?
Yeah.
mm-mm,
Were you guys ever on that?
No.
no,
I was.
mm-mm.
This is the last little story I'll tell. A little tidbit. I was on that Nuva ring during my first marriage, and that bad boy popped out like it. They say you can use it while it's there, or you can take it out or whatever. Me, I was scared to take it out because I didn't want to get pregnant, and that bad boy popped out like a bracelet. I never, I never went
That's
back
what I
to the
was about
Nuva
to
ring.
ask. Is that little like
Yeah,
that
it's a.
little glow in the dark bracelet like thing that
It's
you
not
just
no. It don't glow in the dark
no, but
now,
you know what
but
I mean. Like you know those little
yes,
glow in the dark bracelet, kids bracelet.
yes, that's what it
That's what
looks
that
like,
is.
and you
Mm.
stick it up in there and that bad boy bounced back and popped out. I said, "Okay, this ain't for
Girl,
me."
you don't
Mm-mm.
just have them pop that little IUD up in there, let it attach to your ovaries and
I already told you, I
attach
already
your.
had bad luck. The Mirena moved and shifted and perforated my uterus. It was some damage up there. I had scar tissue for a long time. After I had Sebastian, I had to they had to still do a DNC to clear out scar tissue. It was a lot going on. And I'm pretty sure that's what contributed to me having cysts. I don't know medically, but I just feel like I wasn't having the problems before that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I mean, some people do say that they don't like the IUD because then once you get like after having it for so long, it can make you infertile or whatever the case may be. But
I mean that's a
how
free
quick I got pregnant, I'm fertile myrtle, so they take a little bit of that out of me. That's fine. Cause I don't think I want to work kids. I think that I am all set.
You got your boy and your girl, so
I
Yeah.
feel it. That's
Anything
what I
else will
thought
throw
from
off the balance.
well, not
It's
really.
gonna throw it off. Yes, it will. Because if I have another boy, then I gotta balance it out with another girl.
Mm-mm, you ain't
No.
gotta do all that. See, you doing too much. You can just keep it simple and just have,
Mm-mm.
odd number
No. I would not
years.
have any odd numbers. I have all even numbers, and I'm done. Because what
Mm.
else I'm gonna have? Like people be really like, "Oh, you want to have more kids? What else I'm gonna have? A dog, a cat? Like I got a boy and a girl. It's
Well,
not a
that's why
surprise no more."
I didn't know my son's gender until he came out. I remember I was like, I want to pull him out because I want to see first, and they let me pop him out, and I thought it was a girl the whole time. And when I seen them that little sack, I said, oh, it's a boy. Wow.
you did that
Yeah,
on purpose, right? Not to find out the sex.
yeah. But that was stupid because I had to find a different outfit to take that baby home in. With none but girl clothes in that bag.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
Okay.
hope
was
that's
not
all.
prepared.
No, it's I don't know. It's I don't
Kendall
know.
is making an appearance.
Hi, baby.
Hi, Kendall.
Hi. She said, oh, hi.
I mean, some people, but I don't know. Some people hmm, hmm. Some people want more, but no, I'm okay. I am okay.
You're wrong.
You can have a
I understand.
Jeremiah or an Enzo. Huh?
Stop trying to give away my kid.
Oh no. Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna be a surrogate for my friend. One of my best friends. I was gonna be
You
a surrogate because she can't have
got
kids.
Hmm.
No, she missed that window of opportunity when I had a chance.
it.
At this point, she can have my whole uterus and have them herself.
So you would still do it now?
Absolutely
No.
not. She can have my whole uterus and carry the child herself. I barely want to carry a purse. And you think I want to carry another kid? No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
All right, amen. We're done.
Let's
I
all right.
carry
Let's.
a fanny pack. I am not about to carry no more
Mm-mm.
kids.
Okay, Tan. So, what's the next story time we gonna talk about?
Am I going or you? It doesn't matter. I can go.
Yeah, because I got a half topic. I gotta work on my topic.
Um, Sydney, I want you to call your doctor tomorrow. Okay, call your
Oh, she
doctor
could feel it when she touched. No, yeah,
tomorrow.
call your doctor, baby. Why would you be able to touch it?
Is she in Atlanta with you, Devin?
No, she in Indiana.
Sydney, you call your doctor tomorrow
Yeah,
and have them
yeah.
swap that birth control out.
I don't think this is safe.
I'm gonna call you when we I'm gonna call you in a minute.
Yeah, we gonna find you a different doctor at this point because I don't think the doctor
Cause I
doing
don't
it
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
Me neither. Cause I
Oh,
don't think you're supposed to feel it.
yeah, I don't think so. Ugh, my arm crawling.
Mm-mm. Um. So I would say the next episode. It might be heavy for everybody else, but I'm over it. So I'm not gonna say I'm over it like that, but like those emotions I went through it. I made it to the other side. Um. It will be postpartum depression, anxiety,
Mhm.
and I mean it's gonna be positive, but it still has its own little twists and turns.
Okay.
So yeah, it'll be pretty decent. I think pretty good.
Okay.
all right,
I'm ready
guys.
to hear this. I'm ready to decompress and listen and hear the story. All right. Any
Like
wrap up
fine.
moments, final stories, goodbyes,
No, I want
hellos?
Sydney to go get the Kylina
Yeah.
or something
We
else.
we gonna pray for her because no, now I can feel it in my arm. That's not right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, let's look into something different for sis.
Mm.
Yeah,
All
that'll be
right.
easier.
All
We'll
right,
see y'all next
ladies.
Monday.
Yes.
All right,
Thanks for joining
everybody.
us.
Thanks for tuning in.
All right. Follow us on IG. Subscribe. Come back. Love us. We'll see y'all next week. Next week. Next
All
See you
week.
right.
next Monday.
All right.
All right. Bye, y'all.